Did I push the right button? Yeah, you pushed the right button. Okay. Do you see how many buttons are on this thing?
There are a lot of buttons on that thing, to be fair.
Oh. Okay, should I start this how Brandon starts?
Yeah.
Every single one?
Yeah.
Okay.
With his voice and everything.
All right.
Now that he's gone, we can just make fun of him.
Do you listen to the podcast?
I've listened to a couple episodes.
You don't have to lie.
I have listened to a few. Not all of them.
It's fine. Okay. Well, I guess welcome. If you're listening, it might sound a little different. This is Olivia today, not Brandon. My sister-in-law Quinn had the idea to do a guest host. So Nicole is here with me today.
Here we are.
And we're going to talk about a book that Brandon would not read. So
yes.
He did read because I told him he had to, and he's going to submit questions. But today we are talking about The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. Is that her name? Yes. Yep, Katherine Center. It is a rom-com, chick flick, except not a flick because it's a book.
Yeah, romance.
Yes. So we thought that it would be fun to do this for Valentine's Day.
So girls only podcast.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. And I want to do it with you because do you read a lot of romance?
Yeah.
You read a lot, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorites?
Oh, no. Let me pull up the Goodreads.
I should have asked you before because
you put me on the spot and I'm like, I've never read a book in my life,
That's
actually.
exactly what happens to me. I'm like, I don't know.
Let's see. Okay, recently for like Christmas, I read Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. That was super cute.
I saw that.
That was a good one.
Book Talk and stuff. That looks super cute.
Yeah, that one was super cute. It's been a while since I've read a romance. The Honeymooners is a fun like rom-com one.
That one's fun.
That one's really good. I always like Emily Henry. Hers are always good.
Yes.
One of my favorites is The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. That one's a really good one. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Right now I'm in my fantasy era, so I haven't read like a ton lately, but
fantasy or romantasy?
Yeah, that's fair. Romantasy for sure. For sure. Yes.
That is huge right now.
It is.
Like, why do you think it's so big?
I don't know. I think people like to escape from reality, and so fantasy is just like this fun little world that doesn't exist. I don't know. I like to escape when I read books, and I feel like a lot of people are the same way. And everyone loves a good romance story. Everyone loves good enemies to lovers. I eat that up. So I feel like that's why it's so big right now.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. Why do you like romances? Like, why do you kind of gravitate towards romance and romantasy?
I just love a good love story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, also love a good enemies to lovers. Like, the whole plot twist. I don't know. I just like love stories. I think they're fun.
Yeah. So I don't read a ton of romance. I like it, like, when I do most of the time.
It's a good palate cleanser.
Yes.
Like, I like to read, like, other books, and then if I'm, like, burnt out, this is always, like, a good, easy read. It's not stressful.
A palate cleanser for me is a thriller.
Okay.
It used to be a romance until I got married, and now it's a thriller, so I don't know what that says about my marriage.
Just wants to murder Brandon. It's fine.
Because I don't read a lot of romance because it makes me mad at Brandon. It's so dumb. It's
because all of these men are not realistic men. They don't exist.
They're written by
women.
So it
does make you mad.
Yeah, they're written by women. So,
like, no man is ever actually going to act like this, ever. So, of course, you're going to be mad at your husband because he's not your book talk boyfriend.
And Brandon is so not romantic. He is such a good husband and a good dad. And he's, like, I know he loves me, but he's not romantic.
He's just not that kind of guy. Even if your husband is a romantic guy, he's still not romance boyfriend guy.
Perfect.
No one will ever be that.
Like, in most of these books, they, like, worship, like, the main girl. You know, like, the love interest. Yeah. It's, like, all they care about. And
they don't have anything. They will drop everything.
Do you have a job?
Yeah. There was one I read, like, a while ago, and he, like, dropped everything, quit his job, bought a house, bought a car. I was like, first of all, you quit your job.
Yeah.
So how are you affording this house and this car to stay in her hometown?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's not realistic. And I know that I'm being dumb when I like get mad at Brandon. But yeah, so I don't read. I definitely don't read them like back to back.
Yeah, no, I don't either. But that's fair.
Yeah. It's not fair to him to be judged against
against a perfect perfect
a fake
boy.
guy.
Yes.
But I'm crazy. It's fine.
No.
So you said that you like enemies to lovers. So romance books have tropes, which is a word that I've just recently seen around.
It's a new
I actually
word for me.
Looked up the definition. So I was like, I don't know how to describe what this means. So the dictionary definition is a common or overused theme or device. So it's like something that you see done over and over.
Yeah.
So some of the different tropes in romance books are enemies to lover, friends to lover,
strangers to lovers.
I would like insta love.
Yeah,
that's what I'd call.
Yeah,
like instant love.
Yeah.
Like fake dating.
Oh yes,
which is what this one is.
I also love a good fake.
You like
dating.
the fake dating?
Yes.
Forced proximity.
Yes.
Can you think of any others?
I'm sure there's a million, but that's like the basic ones.
Yeah. So you say fake dating is your favorite or enemies?
They
kind of go hand in hand.
They kind of are the same. Yeah. They're kind of the same. I like both of them. I don't know. So I can think of like some books that I like better than others.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I have a favorite. I just appreciate when it's well done.
Yes.
I have a least favorite.
Fair.
Instant love. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Not realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ask Brandon how many times he had to ask me out on a second date. Like.
Literally ignoring him.
Yeah. That's why I tell, my brother Porter, if like a girl says she's busy once and he's like, no, I'm done. Yeah, he's like, I'm not asking her out again. I'm like, Porter. Keep asking.
Not wasting his
Sometimes she's just not right in the head and you have to keep asking.
Oh, he's so funny.
But
he's trying to find that insta love.
Yes,
right there.
He's like, it's not.
First date, we're gonna know.
If it's happening anywhere, it's BYUI campus.
True.
Or BYU campus. But
this is also why divorce rates are so high. Hot take.
That's why I probably like a friends to lover. That's if I had to pick a favorite.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That's like a more realistic.
Yeah.
Of the unrealistic things that happen in books.
Like, does anybody fake date?
I don't know. I haven't.
I haven't either.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So that's with the fake dating. I was going to ask, because spoiler alert for this book, these people are fake dating and they fall in love. Like, shock.
You read the first two. I feel like every romance book is the same, whether like whatever trope it is. First two chapters, I'm like, I have this whole book predicted. So I was like, whatever, this book's going to be lame. But it actually ended up being really cute.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, did you like it? Because we were both reading it together at the cabin. And we were both like at the same spot the whole time. And we both at first were like, no. And I don't even know why.
I don't either. Like it just, I don't know what it was.
Didn't want to pick it up.
Meh. I was also kind of in a reading slump. So I don't know if I blame it on that. Because I had started like 4 different books. And I was like, that happens to me all the time. I'm
like, if I'm not interested in 2 pages, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to be grabbed.
It's also hard to read a book that you're like forced to read, you know?
True.
Like sometimes a book club book or one that Brandon has, like Brandon just had me read 11/22/63, which is a 30-hour audiobook. I was like, oh my gosh. It's like homework.
Yeah, literally. Sometimes it feels like homework.
I ended up liking it, but that's why when Brandon originally came up with this idea, he wanted me to do it every week. And I was like, that's going to ruin reading for me if I have to read.
You can't make your hobby your job.
Yes.
Because then it's just not fun.
So that could have been why at first I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to read this. But I ended up really liking it.
It was cute.
It was really cute. And it dealt with some bigger issues.
Yes.
And I like my romances to have more to the plot than just the romance.
I do too. Yeah. I like an actual plot line, not just like the frilly and then like, oh, we're going to have sex and then it's over.
Yes.
Like that's not the vibe.
Which if anyone listening is worried, this one's clean.
This one is clean.
Totally clean. Like there was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want something.
If that's your vibe,
yes.
that's your vibe. That is your vibe. And that's okay.
Live, love. What is it? Live, love, laugh. It's
yes.
fine. So can dive into the book now. I was going to read the synopsis.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Okay, let's see if I can get through it without laughing. Okay. She's got his back. He's got her heart.
Oh my gosh. See, this is exactly why the first 2 chapters we were just like,
so
I don't think I really like this book already, because that is how the first 2 chapters felt.
Literally. Okay. She's got his back. He's got her heart. They've got a secret. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who could kill you with her bare hands. But the truth is, she's an elite bodyguard, and she's just been hired to protect a superstar actor from his stalker. Jack Stapleton's a Hollywood heartthrob, captured by paparazzi on beaches the world over, rising out of the waves in clingy board shorts and glistening like a Roman deity.
Please.
When Jack's mom gets sick, he comes home to the family's Texas ranch to help out. Only one catch. He doesn't want his family to know about his stalker or the bodyguard thing. And so Hannah, against her will and her better judgment, finds herself pretending to be Jack's girlfriend as a cover. Protecting Jack should be easy, but protecting her own heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done. It sounds so dumb.
It's better than that, though. Like,
yes.
But that's how every synopsis for a romance is. It's just like the cheesiest. I mean, romances are cheesy. That's just how they are. Like, we love like a good rom-com to watch. Like, it's a comfort movie. Like, my favorite rom-com is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes.
And I watch that over and over again, and it's so cheesy and it's so dumb, but it's so good. So I feel like that's how these books are. Like, they're just comfort books, for me at least.
Okay, this is so off topic, but if that's your favorite movie, you have to read the rom-com.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Kind of, she's like trying to pull a How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. She even like references it.
It's the best movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, so it sounds super cheesy, and I think, at first it was really cheesy. At first it had another trope that I hate, which is the girl is so tiny. Like, so tiny. And the guy is so tall.
Yes. Why are they always tiny?
Drives me crazy. Even this one about a female bodyguard.
I know.
Like, she's so tiny.
I'm like,
this is so stupid. Like, this is
justice for the 5'6" girls. Like, where is my body?
They kept saying she's 5'5". Like, they kept saying
it's not that tiny.
Well, as a bodyguard, I was like, I'm 5'4". Like, that's not tall. Like,
it's not good for a bodyguard, but I'm like, she's not that tiny.
But I feel like that's almost every romance.
Yeah.
She's so tiny and he's so tall.
Yes. He's like 6'5" and so muscular and tall, dark, and handsome.
I like a romance with like a tall girl.
Yeah.
Or like just a different body
type. Something to really throw her off a little bit. A little different.
Yes. Anyway, that kind of bugged me at the beginning. I was like, okay, gosh.
Like, here we go.
Yes. But I felt like as it went on, it didn't focus on it anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, have you read The Hating Game? Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. It's like every page. So annoying. Don't recommend that one. But sorry. This is my first time hosting, and
you're doing great.
It's scary. I need to apologize to Brandon for making fun of him. Which leads me to one of my points. One of the reasons I really like this is because Hannah, the main girl, just gets roasted by like everybody.
Absolutely destroyed in the first half of the book, honestly.
Like, everyone makes fun of her. Like, her boss, her ex-boyfriend, Jack, the main guy, like, makes fun of her so hard.
In the very beginning of the book, she gets dumped by her boyfriend. And
the day of her mom's funeral.
Yes.
Which
and
is
just he's the ultimate typical douchebag in every romance. And what did he say? He was like, oh, you're a terrible kisser.
Yes.
Like, just destroys her. And she's like, cool.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And that's just like the whole book. Like, she just little things. And she's like so insecure. And it's so sad. kind of funny.
Like she wears like a nightgown to bed and Jack just like roasts her.
Yes.
And
I
loved that because I could see Brandon saying that to
1000%.
Like Brandon told me once that I look like a founding father with my hair in a low pony.
It's my favorite thing.
I like told everyone at work that and I'm laughing and they're like, oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
Do you need help? Like
blink twice if you need help.
Like in an abusive relationship. But
so Brandon though.
Yes, and that's why I like this because
it's like a floaty.
There is no. Sometimes the stuff they say in these books, it's like, oh my gosh.
Like, let's be real.
Yes.
Be freaking for real.
Yes, like how Brandon shows me he loves me is by making fun of me.
Yeah, that's how Corbin is too.
Yeah, Corbin's a big teaser.
Yes.
He can't take it sometimes, but
this is true. Love you, Corbin.
Yes. I do love Corbin. But so I thought that was very realistic.
Yeah.
It seemed like a more normal relationship.
Yes.
And made when they did like fall in love way more realistic to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they were like teasing and goofing off the whole time. And once they did start actually like dating, not fake dating, it didn't seem any different.
Yeah, they really like started out like friends. Really. They were like fake dating, but they became like best friends.
Yeah.
So that's what made it more believable instead of just like fake dating, I hate you, this is so awkward, and then all of a sudden we're in love. Like they really became best friends. Yeah. And that was like so cute.
Yeah, I really liked that. What else did I like about it? I don't know, anything else that you liked? I guess we could talk about some of the issues it deals with. I don't know. Or anything else you liked.
I don't know. We need a better synopsis than the actual real synopsis. We need to explain what actually happens in the book,
that's a good idea.
That did not explain it good enough.
So it starts off with Hannah, like the very first page, her mom has just died. And you kind of find out later that they didn't have like the best relationship because her dad left them when she was pretty little. And then her mom just kind of fell apart, didn't take super great care of herself or Hannah, dated bad men who would like hurt her in front of Hannah. She drank a lot.
That was, I think, ultimately why she died, because she had cirrhosis from drinking.
Yeah. And the day of her mom's funeral, her boyfriend dumps her. And his name is
brutally
Robbie,
too.
which is such a douchebag name.
And he like wears sunglasses in the office.
Yes.
And he's just such a piece of crap.
Yes. And then you find out that she is a executive protection agent.
Yes.
Like
I learned this term in another book that I read that also had a bodyguard in it.
So it's real?
And they were like fake dating. I don't know if it's real, but it is
Probably
happened in another book. So I'm guessing it's a real thing.
Probably should have looked that up.
I'll look it up.
Okay. So basically, she's a bodyguard, but the way they describe it, which made it, again, more realistic, is it's like, we're not just like big bouncers. Like, we anticipate threats and try to avoid them.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that makes more sense than this tiny girl, like, beating up.
Like, walking behind Justin Bieber, like.
Yes.
It's a real thing. There's, like,
is?
Indeed job things that just popped up.
There you go.
Yeah. Dang. Maybe I should have done this.
Yeah.
$122,000 a year.
Gosh.
Okay, Hannah, you were onto something. Shoot. Anyways.
So that's what she does for work, and she like travels all over the world and protects these big oil executives.
Yeah, politicians.
Yeah. And her boss kind of benches her because her mom has just died, and he's like, you are not emotionally stable.
Yeah, like take a week. And she's like, I'm not taking a week.
Then she gets assigned to protect Jack. I can't remember his last name.
Stapleton.
There we go. Good job. Thanks. Who's a movie star.
Yes.
And they're protecting him because he has a stalker who's like this.
It's like some old lady who knits sweaters with his face on it and has a bunch of cats and sends him nudes.
Yes. I was dying laughing.
And like paintings of her nude with her cats.
And wants him to get her pregnant.
And wants her, yes. It's bizarre.
The way they described it was so funny.
It was really funny. Like everything's pink and cats and get me pregnant. It was hilarious. That was his biggest threat.
Yes. But he's coming back into town, which is Houston. And he's been in North Dakota.
Yeah.
If you're going to, because he's escaping, which if you're going to escape to any state, like what?
Let's like maybe go somewhere warm.
Yes, go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But he has been out of the spotlight for a while because his brother died in a car accident. And there are rumors that Jack was drinking and driving. Mm-hmm. And he just has been off the grid for a while. And he's coming back to Texas because his mom has breast cancer and she's getting surgery. And his PR team or whatever wants him to have a EPA.
Yes, an EPA, a bodyguard.
And so they assign Hannah, and she goes to meet him, and he says, like, I'll only let you do this if my family doesn't know about it. I don't want to stress my mom out while she's trying to heal. And so it's his idea that they pretend that they date. And at first, Hannah's like, no way. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm like, I mean, listen. If he's offering,
yes,
take the deal.
Okay, fine.
Like, I guess if I have to fake date you, like, whatever. Stay in your family's nice ranch, like, whatever.
Just have to touch as much as possible.
Like, we have to hold hands. Yeah. We have to.
So they go to his family's ranch, which the whole time is like magical.
Yes.
They like garden and read and ride horses.
Sounds like my actual heaven. It's a beautiful river nearby. Like, it's
like, my job sucks.
I'm like, why do we live in Idaho?
Yes. So they just have this magical time, and not only does she fall in love with Jack, but she kind of falls in love with his family too. Like his mom and his dad and his older brother Hank, who like hates Jack, because he blames him for the death of their little brother Drew. And it comes out that Jack actually wasn't driving, it was Drew, and he had been drinking. And as their car goes off a bridge and he's like drowning, he asks him not to say anything because he doesn't want his family to know he's drinking again. Which, yeah, that was super sad.
That was awful. Yeah. And, like, the fact that Jack had to hold that in and just take the blame from everybody. Like, the rumor starting that he was driving and he was drinking, and his brother literally, like, him and his brother the whole time, they hate each other. They're constantly fighting. They can't even stand to be in the same room without someone making a comment. Mm-hmm. And so he just lived with that because he wanted to keep that, like, innocence of his little brother and them thinking, like, oh, he's doing so good. He's not drinking anymore. It was so sad.
Yeah, I could not have done that.
No, it was so sad.
Please don't be mad at me.
He was like, it's not my fault. I'm so
I know.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that I really admired in him too. That he dealt with that the whole time. And then, so I'm trying to remember this.
And
then a photo leaks of the two of them.
Yes, so they're in the hospital.
Yeah. So I'm like, how is this the first one if he's this huge movie star? Like,
I know.
But
he's really been laying low.
Yeah.
Real low.
This photo leaks of them in the hospital because his mom like faints at home after her surgery. And Hannah starts getting death threats. So her team kind of pulls her away. Oh, we left out an important part. Her ex, Robbie, this whole time has been sleeping with her best friend.
Yes. Ugh, Robbie.
But then when they like pull her off, he's like, I want to get back together.
I miss you.
He's
it
like,
was a mistake.
I don't like Taylor. She was just boring and she meant nothing. And
she was just
sitting right there crying.
She's literally sitting there crying after he dumped her. He's like, she was just there. Like, I don't know.
It sucks.
Like, you're the worst.
So she gets pulled off this assignment after she realizes she loves Jack and Robbie sucks.
He's sucked since page 2.
Yes. What happens?
So she gets pulled off, and I think that when she went to go tell Jack, like, hey, we're pulling you off, he was like, you can't, because my family's going to know. And she's like, I have to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'm getting death threats. And he's like, okay, well, we have to tell them together. So they were going to tell him at dinner. And then that's when it all came out that he was, like, lying for the little brother.
Right, yeah, okay.
And the mom was like, what do you mean you guys aren't dating? Like, he obviously is in love with you. Like, he's not that good of an actor, that whole thing. And so they finally find out, they're like, okay, maybe we do like each other. That's kind of when it comes out that they do like each other. And he's like, that's when he's like, go on a date with me, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we're gonna spoilers.
Yeah.
So if you want to read this, stop now, because I do want to spoil it, because I want to talk about some things with the ending. So he asked her to come over to his house for a date. And I remember we were both at this part at the cabin, and it said 80% on the Kindle. And I was like, what else is going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, I remember saying to you, romances are super predictable, except for when the author throws in something traumatic.
You did say that. And at the end, it was truly a little traumatic.
Yeah. Which, I kind of have beef with authors throwing in traumatic things just
for the plot,
for shock value.
Yeah, especially things like that. So maybe we should explain what happened.
Yes. So she goes to his house for this date, and he answers the door, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I like took notes as I was reading, and it says, "What the Squidward?" He's so mean to her.
I was so shocked reading that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He was a douche this whole time. I was like, how did I not see this coming? Like, I was so shocked.
Well, I knew they were going to end up together because duh. But I thought maybe, I don't know, Robbie said something to him. Yeah. And so there was a miscommunication. But I was like, how would you ever forgive somebody for talking to you like this? Yeah. So he was like, oh, you're here for a date? You actually believe that?
Yeah, like I was acting.
I was just proving to my mom that I could act.
Yes, because the mom had said he's not that good of an actor. And he was like, I took that as a challenge.
Yeah, he was like, that's so funny you believe that. But like, why would I ever date you? Yeah. I date celebrities.
He's like, I'll take the bottle of wine though. I have friends over. Like, bye.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I remember reading that in the car on the way home from the cabin. I just like closed my Kindle and I just looked at Corbin. I was like... I cannot believe it. He was like, what happened? I was shocked.
Literally, my note says, what the swear word? And then, underneath. Because, so Hannah's walking away. She's like crushed.
So sad. And to also add to her being so sad, he shut her toe in the door and it was bleeding. So she's in like high heels and this cute little red dress. And she's like limping to her car because her foot is bleeding.
Yeah. And she really had to like psych herself up to go there because she struggles with attachment and relationships.
Basically, all of her worst anxieties came true because the whole time she's like, oh, like he's just playing the part. He doesn't actually like me. And so for all of her anxieties to come true in that moment, I'm like, how do you come back from that? I would never recover.
So sad for her. But as she's walking away, she's like, something was wrong.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. She's like,
he doesn't act like that.
Yeah. And she thought about it and she's like, his eyes kept glancing to the side. She's like, okay, something's going on.
He like didn't open the door all the way like he usually does. Like little things.
So she looks at the security camera and she like goes back and she sees like just before she came that someone with a gun comes to the door. And so then she like sneaks into the house and she on the roof, she finds this man holding him at gunpoint. And you find out that his name is Wilbur, which straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
The worst name.
Wilbur. Well, like way early in the book, like you totally forget they even mention it. Like his only threats were the naked cat lady and then what, like 1, 2, 3 Wilbur hates you or something like that.
Yes.
Like some online handle.
I totally forgot about.
And they like mention it once in the beginning of the book and then they forget about it.
Yeah. So Wilbur.
Wilbur. Wilbur.
You find out that he is Lacey, the stalker's husband.
Yes.
And she says that he got in an accident at work and is kind of crippled. He's like limping a little bit. And so he got laid off and they were like having hard times. And then she left him because she loved Jack.
So she was going to go seek out Jack.
Like she was off her meds, you find out.
Yes.
So she's like, I'm leaving you for Jack. And so then he obviously spirals.
Yes.
And so he finds Jack and, which, I mean, fire this executive protection agency.
I know. They're like, threat level white. Like, he's fine.
And then,
gunpoint
shows up.
This is why we can't relax.
While they're still have video cameras up, but
yes,
whatever.
No one was watching it. It was because Robbie was making out with some EPA somewhere. Yes, I guarantee
it's Robbie's fault.
It was Robbie's fault.
So Wilbur decides to go there, and when Hannah comes to the door, he tells Jack, like, I'm gonna kill one of you. You gotta decide. And Jack's like, me, like, and he's like, hey, send her away.
Sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, but also like, I think Brandon would do the same. I would hope
You're like, I
so.
hope he would. Corbin for sure would.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, that's not out of the ordinary, like
for sure.
And okay, where was I?
So you said either you or her. I'm killing one of you.
So then he sends Hannah away, and then Wilbur takes Jack up to the roof, and Hannah comes out, and you find out that Wilbur was not going to shoot Jack. He planned on shooting himself.
And he wanted Jack to watch.
Which is horrifying.
Awful.
So I know you had some thoughts about this.
If I wouldn't have been so far in the book, I probably would have stopped reading there. Because personally, I just don't love something like that being made into entertainment.
Yes.
Like, as someone who has been very close to, like, situations like that, it's not something to be made into entertainment, and it's not, like, to be thrown in for a little plot twist. Like, it's just not something to joke about. It's very serious. But with that being said, she did bring it back full circle and didn't just, like, drop it in there and then leave it. Like, she actually brought it back and made it, like, not okay, but made it better with how she, like, wrapped up the ending. And the ending was very important. And I did kind of appreciate that she did that after she just dropped that horrible thing.
Yes.
I hated that. I hated it a lot.
I agree. I hate suicide and suicide ideation being used for shock value.
Yeah, like, it's not entertainment. Some people really struggle with that, and people, like, have loved ones that die from that.
Yes, we both have lost
people, and so it's just, like, it's not cool, it's not fun, it's not trendy, it's not entertainment, like, it's serious. But she did bring it to a point where it is serious, and, like, this is how we can help you, kind of a thing. So I did appreciate that, but it just didn't need to be. She could have left it as, like, I'm gonna hold you at gunpoint because my wife's in love with you, and this is how I get my wife back.
100%.
But the reasoning was a little weird, because he was like, I'm gonna eliminate myself from the situation, and he was gonna eliminate Hannah from the situation so that his wife could be with Jack. And I was like,
because he wanted her to be happy.
The logic is not there. Like, I was like, no.
Yeah, I agree. I wish it would have played, like, she would have not thrown that in there. I think she still could have gotten her final message across without it.
She could have had shock value another way, for sure.
I mean, the gunman itself,
that was the shocking
enough. Yeah,
it just went a little too far.
Yeah, I agree. I usually put books down that deal with suicide.
Yeah, I can't do that
unless they're handled well, like, very tactfully. And
if they bring it full circle and make it meaningful,
yes, and
it's not okay,
with
but
the
it's
message
better than just
that this is not the option for you.
Yeah,
like,
yes,
yeah,
like, kind of talking them off the ledge a little bit.
So Hannah talks him off the ledge, which I want to talk about later.
You have lots of things highlighted.
Yes,
that was,
I do.
Like, so good.
Hannah talks him off the ledge, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Yes,
that's basically
yes.
Hannah and Jack get married,
of course,
at the ranch.
Wilbur is rich and
he's making
thriving.
He's
making bird houses. He's thriving.
Meets a woman in prison.
Yes. I do appreciate that she put his, like, life story at the end. Like, it didn't end for him, and, like, things get better.
Yes.
That was, like, I appreciated that. But
back to Hannah talking him off the edge. Some of the stuff that she said was, like,
it was so good. Well, let's start with what Wilbur said, because this was, like, it was so heartbreaking, but also, like, I get it. Like, we've all been there. It's very relatable. So he just, like, right before Hannah talked him off the ledge, he said, I just hate myself so much for not being loved. And that was so sad. Because I feel like we've all felt that before.
Yeah,
we've all felt that way. And so Hannah talks him off the ledge, and that was like basically like her comeback to what he said was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, when he says that, I literally like went, oh.
Like, I get it.
Because, yeah, I've definitely felt that.
Yeah.
And through no one's fault, but
just our own heads and anxieties and like all the things, like everyone's felt that.
I think that is my problem with romances, is I see these fake people being loved in this perfect way, and I just think, I wish Brandon loved me that much. I wish somebody loved me that much, which is, you know, is so unfair to the people around me because
it's like fake stories, but like when you're just like already in a low point and you're already like having a hard time, and then you read this magical book, you're just like, my life sucks. Yeah. And so it's so easy to get into that headspace.
Why am I so unlovable?
Yes. Yeah. It's so easy to get in that headspace.
So that is actually why I struggle with romance a lot. Yeah. Instead of looking for recognizing the ways that, you know, Brandon shows me that he loves me. Like, he's not quitting his job, you know, to spend 24 hours
he provides for you
rubbing my feet. Yes, he works so hard for us. That's how he shows me he loves me. But it is reading these stories, like,
you're
like, oh.
I know. It's so true.
But I loved what Hannah said after he said that. She says, you can't make people love you, but you can give the love you long for out to the world. You can be the love you wish you had. That's the way to be okay, because giving love to other people is a way of giving it to yourself. And I loved that.
That was so good.
Yeah. Because I feel like the times in our marriage when I've been the happiest have been when I focused on what I can do for Brandon and like focused on loving him. Yeah. Instead of sitting there like, well, he didn't do this today. He didn't do this. He only slapped my butt 5 times today. Like.
And Jane only sent him to timeout once.
Yes. He didn't go to the store and get me chocolate today. Like. Yeah. He didn't tell me I looked pretty. Like. You know,
this is like the problem with romance is like,
yes,
and then it makes all of the wives in the world just look at, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do this, and then everyone's so focused on all of like the negative things because no husband is ever going to be perfect and they're always going to get on your nerves, and that's marriage. Yeah, but you work it out. You don't focus on the negative things because that's what ruins a marriage. You have to look at things like, he is so sweet, he does this for me, he does this for me, what can I do for him? Like, you just have to serve each other, because if you're so focused on what everybody's lacking, like, you'll just never be happy.
Yeah. Which I want to read another quote. I think something later that she says is, maybe love isn't a judgment you render, but a chance you take. Maybe it's something you choose to do over and over for yourself and everyone else. Because love isn't like fame. It's not something other people bestow on you. It's not something that comes from outside. Love is something you do. Love is something you generate. And loving other people really does turn out in the end to be a genuine way of loving yourself.
So good.
Yes, I love that. Love is something you generate. Yeah. It's not like, okay, what are you going to do for me today? Yeah. Like
exactly. You like have to fill your own cup before you can fill other people's cups. Yeah. So that's like the most cliche thing, but it's so true. Like, you gotta love yourself, you gotta feel good, and then you love others, and then they feel good, and then they love others. And it's just like this awesome little love chain reaction. Happy Valentine's Day. We love love. But
that's why I don't know if I've ever seen this message in another romance.
No, this was such a good message.
I think mostly it's like,
they live happy ever after and everything's perfect and happy.
Yes, and like, look at this perfect relationship instead of like, look at what we're building together. Yeah. Like, and
because the book does a really good job of like recognizing all of Hannah's struggles and like mental health things throughout the whole book, like,
and Jack's struggles,
and Jack's too.
He's not perfect.
Yeah, and he's not perfect either, even though he's this beautiful movie star and everybody worships him. Like, everyone has their own little quirks and things that they get down on themselves about. And at the end of the book, it just like goes back and is like, it's okay to have those things, but here's what we can do to make it better.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that it had such a good message at the end to just round out the whole book.
Yeah. I agree. I could have done without the suicide ideation.
I 100% could have done without that.
But
I did love that.
She didn't just leave it there.
She didn't just leave it there.
Yeah.
She did come back and say, like, this is like, how we can.
It hurts when somebody doesn't love you.
Yeah.
But
like somebody does love you.
Yes, but how you can heal is instead of, ending things and, instead of ending things, you can try to put more love out into the world.
Yeah.
Like you can try and make it a better place.
Right.
And that is how you'll heal yourself, which I really like. Instead of sitting there and waiting for somebody to come
save you.
Yes.
Because someone might not save you.
Yeah.
Like you might just be in such a dark place that you're like, someone's not going to come and save you. And they don't even know that you're in that space.
Yeah. Because most people who are struggling with that, it's not.
No one knows.
Yeah.
It's so unexpected.
Yeah.
And so
there are people who seem like they have it all together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And yeah.
It's hard.
So yeah, my struggles with anxiety and, especially postpartum depression. I remember after I had our first, just thinking like, I don't want to wake up and do this anymore. Like this baby is a nightmare. I hate this.
Yeah, it's hard.
So sad. And just thinking like, I wish Brandon could take more of this load. Like, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing this? Like, and I never voiced like, I need your help with this. Like, I just was sitting there waiting for him to do things instead of voicing to him like my needs, instead of thinking like, okay, what can I do like for him and what can I look for in this baby to like kind of like get better, which is what I tried really hard to do the second time around. I like have a note on my phone of like glimmers, like these little things that like little things during the day that like make everything okay instead of sitting there like thinking about what Brandon doesn't do.
Yeah,
like,
all the negative things.
Trying to focus on the little things that he does and the little happy moments and how loving like my people more can make things better.
Yeah. And like that's not to say like you can just like be happy and like think positive.
Yes,
all of
absolutely
the depressing
not.
thoughts
No.
away because you can't.
No.
And
we love drugs over here.
We love our antidepressants over here, and like
Wilbur gets help.
Wilbur gets help. That's the thing. So there's like so many steps to it. Like yes, you can help yourself, but also like it's okay to reach out for help. Like you were saying, like you didn't voice to Brandon like I need help with this because like it's so easy to get in your own dark spot and just think like everyone needs to do these things for me, and I like you kind of expect it. Like sometimes I'll expect like he's not doing this for me. Like I'm so sad. Like why he should know what to do, but you have to voice like I need help, or else you're never gonna get it, and that you just fall deeper into that state. And also antidepressants, like like you. I don't know. Just being positive isn't going to solve everything. No. But it solves a lot of things. And it helps with a lot of things. And so get the help you need, but also like really try and just look at the little glimmers of everything. Because there's so much love out there. You just have to find it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Love it. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. So, Brandon submitted some questions. I have not read them yet.
Oh boy.
Okay. His first question is, are necklaces hot? I always thought they were girly. Because Jack like wears a necklace all the time.
That is like the new thing lately. Is like all boys wear necklaces. I either way, like I'm not into it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me, or like if someone is wearing it or isn't, it like doesn't. I don't know.
I think it depends.
I'm not affected by it. I don't
on the
notice.
person and their age.
Okay, yeah. If some 80-year-old chest hair popping out of the thing is wearing a gold chain, like, probably not the vibe.
If Brandon walked down right now with a puka shell necklace,
not the vibe.
I would.
It depends on the person and their personality.
I would.
Like, some people can pull it off and some people can't.
I would probably be like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?"
Did one of your little brothers put that on you?
Yes, like my teenage brothers wear them, and I'm not like, "Oh, that's weird."
Yeah, like they look like they can pull it off. Some people can pull it off, some people can't. It doesn't make them hot or not.
Yeah, I'm personally not into it, but
I'm impartial. Like, I don't care.
I also don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't think
Corbin would ever wear one. I probably don't even
notice.
Yeah, no, Corbin would never wear one.
Doesn't he has like a couple rings, doesn't he?
No,
maybe he did before his wedding ring. Brandon doesn't even wear that. So if Brandon
technically he wears it all the time.
Well, now he has a tattoo, but
now he can't take it off.
Yes. So like if he showed up in a necklace, I would probably die laughing first, and then make sure he was like mentally stable.
Do you need antidepressants?
Yes. Okay. Then his next question was, did you like the fear of bridges? Oh, wait, sorry. Did you feel like the fear of bridges was to try to humanize Jack? I thought it was cheesy.
It probably, yeah. I think it was like, because it was kind of right when we first met him to humanize him. But they brought it back at the end because he has these recurring nightmares about him and his brother going off. Basically exactly what happened. Like they went off the bridge.
Yeah.
And instead of like his brother drowning, it's him drowning. And he has these recurring nightmares, and they happen almost every night, and he wakes up and like it's traumatizing for him. And at the very end, like Hannah's trying to help him through it, and he finally, after he tells his family what actually happened, his dream changes and he like has more control about it. And then every dream after that, his brother is there like just waving at him or something. Like it's not the super traumatic thing. So I did kind of like how they brought this like super traumatic thing, and like he got the help he needed and like expressed what was going on actually, and then that kind of like released some trauma for him. I did kind of like that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was cheesy.
No,
I would
agree.
Think so. Yeah.
Brandon probably thought it was just not manly that he wouldn't go across the bridge. Come on, Brandon. Give him some space. Like, I feel like had a traumatic experience on a bridge. Not being
through anything traumatic. Okay, actually, I didn't understand him because my first baby's birth was extremely traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
And now every time I drive past the hospital, even if it's not the one I had her in, I start having a panic attack.
Yeah, it's stressful.
It's better now that I've had, even having a second one that was peaceful and everything went well. I drive past that hospital and I start panicking.
You're like, I almost died there.
Yeah.
So trauma just manifests itself in weird ways.
If I hear a heartbeat monitor, even in like a medical drama, I can't watch those anymore. Yeah. Because
you've heard that literally drop.
Yeah, I heard that stop.
Like that's terrifying.
I heard my baby's heart stop on one of those. So
yeah.
So I get it.
I didn't think it was cheesy.
Yeah. I have
his brother literally died on a bridge. Like,
yeah, I have patients have panic attacks in the dental chair because they had a bad experience at the dental office. Like the body remembers.
It does. Yeah, it totally does.
I didn't think that was cheesy.
I didn't either.
Brandon, you're just insensitive.
Jeez, Brandon.
Just gonna throw him under the bus.
We can't. He's not here. Just kidding. We love you, Brandon.
I do love him. He's all right. Okay. He said, "Do fictional abs get you all hot and heavy?" What the freak, Brandon?
Please. What does that even mean?
No, I don't know.
Fictional abs.
Yeah.
They're abs.
Like
abs are hot, I guess. I don't even know how to answer this question.
I don't even know.
Oh, Brandon with the weird questions, of course. Okay,
next. Brandon, stop drinking soda and find out.
Please.
I guess that kind of goes with like, they're always like perfect. Yeah. Perfect bodies.
Yep.
I like a realistic body type in romance.
Yeah.
Even like from the guys, but whatever.
It's whatever.
It's fine. Sometimes I feel like in romances, I sometimes get the vibe that it's like the author's fantasy. Do you ever get that vibe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So sometimes it's like, okay.
You're like, this is going a little too far and I'm scared.
Yes.
I don't want to be inside your brain anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, okay. Some things can be private. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Moving on.
Weird question.
Yeah.
Vetoed.
He said, do you feel like this book... Oh, gosh. His grammar is horrific. I have to edit every post he makes.
You heard it here first, folks.
Do you feel like this book was too predictable, or are comfort/romance books supposed to be comfortable?
It was very predictable in the beginning. The end.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
They're predictable unless it's traumatic.
Right. Exactly. But that's exactly like the question. Like, it's comforting.
Yeah.
Just like kind of knowing it's a good palate cleanser for me.
It's comforting until they throw in something for shock value.
Until they throw in something super traumatic.
She took the shock value trauma and made it into a very powerful lesson.
She did.
So
she for sure
I
did.
appreciated that.
I did too.
Sometimes you do need something predictable and comfortable, though, especially when life is
too much
comfortable.
Yeah.
Like,
you just need something that you...
That's why people reread favorites.
Yes.
Like,
you can like kind of control it.
Yeah. It's actually, I saw something. It's like a symptom of anxiety to rewatch favorite shows and like refuse to watch new ones. Yeah. It's like, oh.
Like, oh, okay.
It's me.
Call me out then.
Yes.
After me watching How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days every week.
Like,
cool.
I just started Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the 50th time. Like, okay. And everyone's like, you need to watch this show. I'm like, okay.
We're like, but is that going to be good? Because I really like my shows.
Yes. So yeah, I think there is something comfortable about being able to predict it.
Yeah. Knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen in your own life and you're stressed.
Yeah, definitely.
And so this is nice to just be like, oh, it's just easy.
Definitely. And then he said, do you think this would make a good movie, or is it too far out there? And if so, who would play the Hannah, Jack, and the ex-boyfriend? I am so bad at casting actors.
Me too.
I can't think of who would be good. I could see them throwing Lucy Hale as Hannah, because she's the go-to.
You know what? I actually had that exact thought reading this book. I was thinking Lucy Hale because me and Corbin had just watched something with her in it, and I was like,
I like her.
Hannah. I like her.
She's in The Hating Game.
Oh, really?
I like that movie. I did not like the book. I can't think of Jack.
Jack almost reminds me of... Wow, why can't I think of his actual name? Gale from The Hunger Games. What's his real name?
Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I could see that.
You know? Robbie could kind of be...
Jacob Eld. What's his name? He's on the kissing booth in Euphoria.
Oh, Jacob Elordi.
Yes, he's very good at being a douchebag.
He is. Or who's the guy that is in the new rom-com that just came out?
Oh,
Glenn Powell.
Yes, that's good.
Him with some sunglasses on,
yes,
he's already played the douchebag role before in Maverick. He plays it pretty well.
That's
I feel like
a good
he could
one.
be Robbie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because Chris Hemsworth is just kind of a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And so, or Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Is it Liam or Chris?
It's Liam.
Liam.
Yeah, it's the young girl.
He's kind of a sweetheart. And is kind of, I don't know, movie star vibes.
Yeah.
He's literally a movie star.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I do think it would make a good movie, though.
Yeah, I think it'd be cute.
He's is it too far out there? I'm like,
no.
They all are.
I'm like, it was a rom-com.
Yeah.
It was your typical rom-com.
Yes.
With the shock factor at the end.
I would love for them to make this into a movie, because there are not any good rom-coms. Except I have read good things about Glenn Powell's new one.
I've heard good things,
so we should go see it.
We should go see it. I'm down. Let's go. Yeah.
Because they just don't make them anymore.
Rom-coms are not the same as they were in the 90s and early 2000s. Those are just peak rom-com. Those ones never get old. I can't think of any recent ones that have been good. I'm just
laughing at, is it too far out there? I'm like, okay, how about the plot where on her 13th birthday, she wishes she could be 30 and she wakes up and she's 30. No, it's not too far out there. It's a rom-com.
Yeah, literally.
Love 13 going on 30.
They are out there.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
So
real.
I think it would be really good.
Yeah. I think it'd be cute.
I hope that they take all these romances that are super popular and start making movies.
I know. They need to. But they need to do them justice.
That's true.
There has not been, like, an awesome movie that I've been like, oh, that was really good. I don't know.
Like from a book?
Yeah. I mean, like, The Man Called Otto was good.
Yes. Yeah. Which, why did they change the name?
I don't know. They changed the name and all of the characters' names, and I was so confused. Yeah. But that one was good. Mm-hmm. That was, like, the last... I'm, like, trying to think of any other ones that I've seen.
The first one that comes to mind for me is Where the Crawdads Sing.
That was a good one.
They did such a good job.
They did a really good job with that one. That's true. Book's always better, but that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's true. There's just no, like, rom-com movies, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making It Ends With Us, but that's not really a rom-com.
Oh, gosh.
That was, like, rom-trauma.
Extremely dramatic.
Like, the whole book
I didn't know what it was about.
So cute. And then she gets pushed down the stairs, and you're like,
yeah, I didn't know what it was about, and I was like,
so dramatic. Yeah, so that one's being made into a movie. I don't know if... I just don't think it's going to be... I don't know if it's going to be good. I just don't think it's going to be. I don't like the cast. I don't...
Like the wardrobe.
The wardrobe is atrocious. They're doing Blake Lively so dirty. So I don't know. I'm still going to watch it, but it's probably not going to be good. I got to see how bad it is.
I know.
We will see. But let's go see that rom-com.
Yes, I would love to. And the new Mean Girls, honestly.
I know. Isn't it? I heard it's a musical. I'm like, it's giving Dear Evan Hansen vibes.
I know,
but still fun.
Yeah.
Girls' night.
Okay, so Brandon's review. I guess, yeah, I'll read it and then we can talk about our rating.
Okay.
He said, I almost couldn't get into this book. The beginning of this book is disgustingly cheesy, but anyone who knows me knows that I am a fan of chick flicks, which he is.
Aw.
He's a huge fan. And so I guess it was inevitable. But sometimes while listening to this book, I was completely bought in. I like heard him laughing to it a bunch.
Stop.
It does a good job of making completely cliche characters still lovable to interesting. Mm-hmm. I did enjoy this book way more than I thought I would, but it is hard not to compare them to other books that I've read this year. Entertaining, yes. Life-changing, no. But sometimes entertainment is exactly what you need in a book.
I like it.
So what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 for fun and importance?
I would say, like, fun is like a 4. Mm-hmm. Like, it was fun. It was cute. It was lighthearted until the end. But importance, I would also say, like, a 3.5 or a 4 because of how important the message was at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I really loved that part about the book. Like, that made the book for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would give it a 4 for fun. I really did enjoy it. At first I did not.
Yeah.
I don't even know what point it changed.
I don't know what it was either. But it was just like, meh. Maybe it was like the beginning was really kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
And then it got better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
And then importance, I think... If you would have asked me this up until the 80%, 85% mark.
I would have said 0.
Yeah, I would have been like, not important at all. It's just
awful.
Cheesy. But yeah, that message at the end, I think bumps it up to a 3.5 for me because that not feeling loved is a real trigger for me.
It hits home for so many people.
And you know, reading this, Brandon and I were fighting, which when Brandon and I fight, it's usually me fighting with Brandon and him just letting
Oblivious.
me... Yes. Him just letting me be the worst for a little bit. And so just reading it, I was like, all right, I need to chill. We were fighting because I wanted him to offer to let me to sleep in. Like, this is so dumb. Like, it really actually was a good message.
Yeah. It was so good. Yeah, I loved it.
Okay, yeah, would recommend if you're a rom-com
read
fan.
it. Read it for Valentine's Day.
Yes. Yep. Well, thank you.
It was fun.
Thanks for being patient on my first and hopefully last time host.
No, we're going to start our own podcast. We're going to just blow Brandon out of the water. Don't
my gosh. All right. Well,
just kidding.
You heard it here first. I am supposed to remind everyone... Brandon's mom, to like, subscribe, give 5 stars, leave nice comments.
Recommend to your friends.
Yes. Yep. Yes. All the above.
All of the things.
because it does help. And Brandon is working very hard, and I am really proud of him.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya later.
Bye.